All right, here we go. So everyone should have in front of you a sheet of paper that says questions 2 or 3. Please take it out. All right, so first and foremost, the reason why it says question 2 or 3, suggested writing time 35 minutes, is because I'm letting you see what the actual prompt's going to look like on exam day. Does that make sense? So how the exam is going to look like on Saturday when you're doing your first mock exam, how it's going to look on the 29th when you do your second mock exam, and how it's going to look on the 11th is you're going to do 55 multiple choice questions in 55 minutes. Okay? So you'll do those questions first, then you will stop. Then after that, they'll say go, and you'll do your 4 multiple choice questions. You'll do your 4 multiple choice questions in 50 minutes. After that, on Saturday, you are going to turn in both your multiple choice and your short essay questions to me. Then you're going to go on a 10-minute break outside, hang out, chat, whatever. Then you're going to march back into the cafeteria and you're going to pick up your long essay and your DBQ. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're going to do your multiple choice, then your short essay questions first. Those are back to back. Then you have a 10-minute break. Then you come in and do your long essay and your short essay. You have about 2 hours and 15 minutes to do that. Your DBQ and your long essay. Now, I'm showing you what the prompts look like. So, on exam day, you will have 2 questions to choose from. You only have to do 1. You really only have time to do 1. Okay, so it says directions, choose either question 2 or question 3. Okay, question 2, using specific examples, analyze causes of imperial expansions and consolidation in the period of circa 600 to 1450. The 3 is using specific examples to analyze causes of imperial decline and collapse in period 600 to 1450. What did we notice about the relationship between these 2 questions? What is the relationship, Jessica? Same time period. What else, Reed? Rise and then decline. They're inverse. So far in the 4 examples that I've seen of long answer questions, they're in inverse of each other. So you can either go the rise or you can go the collapse. Now, please listen carefully for tonight. I'm going to do the rise. You're doing the collapse. We're practicing these skills, which is why you don't have a choice. I just want to reiterate every time we do a long essay on AP day, you get the choice. Does that make sense? So, on Saturday, I will remind you. On the 29th, I'll remind you. And the 10th, the day before your AP exam, we'll go over this again to make sure you know exactly you only have to answer 1. However, tonight, you're going to be writing both. When you see more long essays tomorrow night, guess what you're going to do? Both, because we're practicing the skill. Everyone understand exactly what's happening. So, what, Max?
Is circa during the period or after?
It's around the period. Yeah, it's during the period. So, when we're talking about your long essay questions, it's not like your short answers. Your short answers, you get straight to the point and move on, correct? With your long essays, you have to come up with a thesis and you have to come up with an argument. Okay, so you have to shape the argument by using plenty of evidence and specifics. You can't just say, oh, well, this happened, done. Like your short answers. So we're going to go through it together. Whatever I do not finish with you for question 2 is your responsibility to finish. Question 3 is entirely on your own tonight. It shouldn't be that bad. Can we agree? It's way better than writing a DBQ, yes? Already. Because this is supposed to be done in 35, that's supposed to be done in 55. What, Dean? Yeah. No, you can just do it on 1. That's fine. Okay, so here we go. So you need to write a thesis. You need to have application of historical thinking skills. You need to support your argument, and you need to have a synthesis. You need to pull it all together. Everyone on grit? All right. We have worked on all of these skills. We just haven't pulled them together in what looks like the long essay format. As we go through it, it's going to seem like, oh, we've done this before. It's not like a completely new thing. So using specific examples, analyzes causes of imperial expansion and consolidation in the period circa 600 CE to 1450. So when you look at a prompt that looks like this, what's the first thing you do? What is the first thing you do? Sophia? What period? Perfect. What period is it, Sophia? Period 3. Okay, so it's period 3. Next thing we have to identify is what is imperial expansion? Who can raise your hand and tell me what's imperial expansion? Max.
It's when one state sort of expands their land.
Yeah, it's just like, it's an empire. So we're talking about empires. So, what are some major empires that are happening during period 3? Give me one, Alexandra. Wrong period. Guys, I don't have time for wrong periods, especially in periods I covered. I haven't taught you review 4, 5, and 6. I have a little more patience for that. 3, we literally did last week. So, my patience is not there. What's an empire from period 3, Isabella? Carolinian. Okay, what else? Dean. Mongols. What else? Jessica. Byzantine. What else? Jack. Abbasid. What else? Max. Spanish what? Just don't say Spain.
Like the Reconquista.
Creation of the Spanish state will work. You can't just say Spain. Creation of Spanish state. What else? Give me something else. What's another big one? Lily. Huh? Harsha? Nah. Yeah. Alright, so what is something that all of these kingdoms have something in common that deals with imperial expansion? What is something that all of these kingdoms are doing? Remember, we have the Sui, the Tang, and the Song. What is something that most of these people have in common? Dean. Okay, yes, but I mean that they all fall, but well, what big thing is happening in period 3, Dean, that they're all doing? Trade works. Okay, trade's better than the previous answer. So trade. How is trade being shaped during period 3 that support all these empires, Emily? What's one thing that's happening with trade? We just did this last week. My patience is minimum. What things are happening with trade during period 3? Isabella.
The Silk Road was revived by the Mongol Empire.
Okay, so we can't just say Silk Road. We have to come up with different things that come about. So Silk Road is in boom. What else is booming?
The Indian Ocean Basin.
Indian Ocean Basin. So when we're talking about a thesis, we have to break it down into 3 major things. What 3 major things dealing with trade are allowing these empires to thrive? Think about it. Think about it. What do we got? Aiden.
Well, Byzantines at Constantinople, so that helps them thrive by trade. You could say the Abbasid have like Baghdad. They'll help.
There you go. So if you had to simplify it, what would you write?
Most of the major empires rely on trade routes and contain like major cities.
Trading capital cities. There we go. So we have trading capital cities, major trade capital cities. So if we're going to talk about it, we have to give specifics. So we have Constantinople. Okay, which is, of course, Byzantine. What else is another major trading capital, Aiden? Baghdad. For who?
The Abbasid.
Abbasid. And give me another one. What is another major trading capital, Max?
Venice.
And Venice. Okay, so we have major trading capitals. Okay, so we can talk about that. What else is another major trade thing that's happening? Isabella?
Improvement of technology.
Technology, perfect. Do we see how this is way better than talking about the Silk Road, than talking about the Indian Ocean Basin? Do we see how this is a much powerful vehicle already? Hello?
So it's broader.
It's broad. When you're doing a thesis, you need to have broad things, and then as you talk about it, you funnel it down, yeah. All right, so technology. What are some technology we're seeing that facilitates trade, Maya?
Song inventions like gunpowder
Okay, what else could we say? Max.
New modern navigation technologies like the Viking longboats and Chinese jugs.
Okay, so last period we did something nice with that. I like those, and those are good, but let's not put them under technology. What could we put them under, Max?
like a new topic.
Yeah.
Easier access.
No.
And faster.
Transportation. Viking longboats.
You guys put camels there, I guess. Too.
Yeah. Camels, Malai. Okay, what else could we use for transportation? The Tang. We got the Jukes with the Tang. Okay. So, when we're talking about using specific examples, analyze the causes of imperial expansions and consolidations, period 600 to 1450. So, we got trading, capital cities, technology, and transportation. Okay? By sitting here and brainstorming, those sound pretty damn good. Would you agree? Okay. So, here we go. Take out your piece of paper. During 600 to 1450, imperial expansion grew significantly around the world due to the increase in trade. Trade increased along the Silk Road and Indian Ocean Basin into new areas due to trading capitals, new technology, and transportation. And new transportation. Done. That's it. Okay, so during 600 to 1450, imperial expansion grew significantly around the world due to the increase of trade. Trade increased along the Silk Road and Indian Ocean Basin into new areas due to trading capitals, new technology, and transportation. What did I just write? A thesis. I restated the prompt. I wrote out my 3 major sections, which we've talked about: trading capitals, new technology, and new transportation. Everyone understand exactly what I just done? Okay, so now I write it out. So, starting with trading capitals. So, imperial expansion grew outward from trading cities like Constantinople, Baghdad, and Venice due to the increase in the demand of goods and the increase in revenue derived from trade. Okay, so we've just explained. Okay, so imperial expansion grew outward from trading cities like Constantinople, Baghdad, and Venice due to the increase of demand in goods and the increase of revenue derived from trade. Constantinople was a trading city for the Byzantines on the Med Sea and Black Sea, which allowed its control over goods to and from Europe. Increasing their own wealth. Venice, an Italian city that rose in trade importance during the Crusades, demonstrates how trade increases value of a city and its power, which will be seen in the Renaissance during period 4. These cities served as the center of both government and trade in an attempt to centralize their control. What did I just do in that one sentence? I didn't summarize it. What did I synthesize? There you go. All right, that's all you need for that one. So, imperial expansion grew outward from its trading cities like Constantinople, Baghdad, and Venice due to the increase of the demand of goods and the increase of revenue derived from trade. Constantinople was a trading city for the Byzantines in the Mediterranean Black Sea, which allowed its control over goods to and from Europe, increasing their own wealth. Venice, an Italian city, rose in trade importance during the Crusades, demonstrates how a trade increase of value in its city and its power will be seen in the Renaissance during period 4. The cities, what does that say? These cities served as the center for both government and trade as an attempt to consolidate, centralize their power. All right, so here we go. Imperial expansion was assisted by the creation of new technology. Like, I'm not going to use the gunpowder because the Song aren't known for their like military conquest, and it's really not until the Mongols take it over does it get used. I guess we could. Imperial expansion was assisted by the creation of new technology like paper money, gunpowder, and compasses. The ability to trade along the Silk Road and in the Indian Ocean Basin was made easier by the magnetic compass, this device, along with the astrolabe, this device along with the astrolabe allowed for longer travels, longer voyages, along more of Africa's coastline to kingdoms like Kingdom of Axum. Paper money. Paper money's role in imperial expansion. Allowed for government regulations, but also safer conditions for traders. Gunpowder conditions for traders. Gunpowder provided military use for expansion. Parentheses, Mongols, in order to increase trade. These inventions will increase worldwide trade, but also imperial expansion, because this new technology provides foundation, government control, and regulations put into place to maintain it. There you go. Put it into place to maintain it, like that government control and regulations. Okay, so like in order for everything had tariffs and import taxes, correct? Export taxes. Okay, all that had to be regulated. And that's how they're making their money, and that's how they're going to stay on top. Finally, new transportation. Led to an increase of imperial expansion, due to the increase in pace led to more territory or faster responses. New transportation like the Viking longboats led to feudalism in Europe and an increase in imperial control. And imperial expansion because of its need for protection in exchange for goods. The inclusion that It's not like the invention, the inclusion of the use of camels in Africa will lead to the development of trans-Saharan trade, and the growth of kingdoms like Malay, Ghana, and Songhai that are formed solely to trade. New technology, new boats like the Juke and the Dows increased the amount of goods carried and the distance, which allowed for more goods to be traded, more imperial control. The rise of new transportation allowed for both new empires to rise and ensure the survival of older ones. There you go. Okay. Nope. Okay. So when you're talking about your long writing, I hope you see that we're using a broad thing like technology, and we're constantly trying to tie it back and prove it with historical evidence. Yes? We're not just saying the Vikings, we're saying the Viking longboats. We're not just saying Constantinople, we're saying the capital of Byzantine Empire, Constantinople. It's on the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. We're constantly trying to show that we know what we're talking about. Yes? Everyone understand what we're doing here? All right, how much time do I have? All right, flip it to question 2. Max, did you have a question?
I was wondering if you had to focus solely on one aspect like trade, or if you could say like trade, two other topics, and that's
What would you have picked?
like religion and military conflict.
You could have, but you would have designed it the same way. Where you would have had 3, and then you would have had multiple examples of each. So you could have done it. They're wide open, so you could have done it any way you wanted to. So it would have worked. All right, so using specific example, analyzes causes of imperial decline and collapse in the period 600 CE to 1450. So what is the first thing you do when you look at a new prompt? What's the first thing you do, Lily? Find the period. What period is it, Lily? Period 3. So we're still stuck in 3. Make sure though, may not be guaranteed. All right. So using specific examples causes imperial decline. What do we mean by imperial decline, Max? The fall of empires. So you have to know your fall of your empires in order to do this. So what are some causes of some empires that are going to fall? What do we got? Emily?
Peasant rebellions.
Okay, which ones are peasant rebellions? Ming is 4. Period 3 is where we are. What is going to cause? Dean.
Nomadic invasions like in Persia.
The what?
Nomadic invasions like in Persia.
Persia. Persia's kind of gone.
China.
Yeah, like the Mongols.
Mongols I will take. Okay, so you want to do nomadic invasion? Okay. Nomadic invasion. Okay, parentheses Mongols, because that's who you're referring to. Is that correct? Okay, so you're going to say that Persia. Okay, you're going to use, of course, the Golden Horde, right? And the Yuan. That would work. Okay, so nomadic invasion. If you're going to talk about the Mongols invading Persia, what empire collapses when the Mongols invade Persia? Dean? No. Aiden?
The Persian one that collapses the Sassanid, right?
Yep. Wait, who is it? Let me check something. Sassanids. Yeah, Sassanids are the ones who are going to fall to it. No, it's not. No, Abbasid. Abbasid are the ones who are going to collapse to the... Abbasid are the ones who are going to collapse to the Mongols. Okay, Golden Horde, who is it? Yes, it's Russia. Golden Horde, they really don't have much going on, so it's not much of a unified state. So a non-unified Russia. And of course, the Yuan is really going to collapse to who? The Song. Wait, you're saying nomadic invasion when the Mongols show up, correct? So the Mongols come in and take over the Abbasid Empire. They take over a non-unified Russia, and they take over the Song.
Well, you could like argue that their fall, but the empire is decline, like it doesn't, like it says imperial decline means the fall of the empire.
Yeah, so you would be talking about the Abbasid decline, the non-unified,
Yeah.
and the Song in regards to how the Mongols did it.
Yeah, so you're kind of putting the Mongols at center stage, which one
No, I was just, that's how I organize it. Alright, so nomadic invasion, what else could you write about? What else could you write about, Adrian?
Disease?
There's only one place you could really talk about disease in period 3. No, that's not true. No, you could do it in a bunch. You could do a disease.
Say like 20% of China's population died.
Yeah, absolutely. So China, which empire is going to be the most affected? Yuan dynasty is going to be affected by disease. Okay, what else could you use for disease? Max? Feudal Europe. Okay, those are your two big ones. That's good enough. Okay, what else? Anything else? Aiden?
You can say like repression, certain ethnicities like the Maya fell because I think they were the best people that put them around their neck.
Like, could you use like Islam's expansion?
How, in regards to what empire falling though?
I don't, not really. It's not like, it's just like, you know how some of them fall due to like. a
Yeah,
bunch
you
of
can.
factors?
Well, yeah, but you all you have to do is pick one.
It's just not the same.
Okay, so you could do Islam. What empire could you, where would you focus on Islam coming in and taking over? Adrian?
Non-unified India?
Non-unified, well, we do have some unified parts, so you could say Islam, Harsha is going to fall to it. Can we agree? Hello? Happens beforehand, but, no, it happens before. You can do the, it's kind of tricky, that one.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't really know anything specific that it would. Well, do you know how
I would do definitely the Byzantines. Definitely the Byzantines. What else?
That's I think Sassanids is the one that was.
Sassanids?
Yeah, when they were
Yeah.
first expanded.
Yeah. They were the ones who were going to kind of Sassanids. I would take it. Eventually collapse because of it. Dean?
do you like agreeing with some
The what?
like not Spain,
The Moors. Islam.
but the non-unified people.
That would be kind of a tricky one. Because they're not an empire. That's the part. That's the problem. You have to have an empire. See, I'll finish it tonight.
Oh, did you okay?
No, you should have enough. You should be able to definitely write it from here.
When you
Versus the boss itself.
Opposite.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the rebellion's not what, right? You got rid of it in place of the nomadic.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the start of that.
I
What?
think rebellion's not right because you got rid of it.
No, but we didn't have anything specific. You can totally do it. If you want to sit there and hash it out, you can totally figure it out. What's up?
Just need to turn in the man.
When you take your test, I'll do it.
Okay.
Goodbye. Oh, thank God. So, have a good day.